No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I know. Alright. I'm watching it. Full screen.
Winslow's checked in for Miami. Curry attacking, and that's going to be a treble. Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Golden State. Livingston comes in for Steph Curry.
Hey, did you just pass it in?
Whiteside's checked in for Dan.
Oh,
Gerald
Curry.
Green comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Udrich in for Goran Dragic.
That's his first personal foul.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played,
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
and it's Green missing.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
And he gets the bucket.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Looking at Miami, they want to turn it around after the loss to the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, they just really struggled to put points on the board throughout that game. You could just see they were pressing, just couldn't get anything to go on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and guys, once they got spiraling downward, there seemed to be no way to get out of it. All their offense went to pot.
On the wing, Green. Golden State moving the ball around. Back to Iguodala. Green dishes to Livingston. In the corner, Rush with it. Let's go. That's short off the rim. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year, and it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he had.
Your Warriors, girls.
Warriors trail by 3. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, thank you. I caught up with Eric Spoelstra. He's been chewing over the best plan of attack against this defense with all that shot blocking inside. He said the big thing is we can't play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish and trust our offense. Kevin, we'll see if they can turn the tables this time around and even the season series.
Two people watching.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. What approach to use against the opposing D, I
Who's
guess,
the
in
other
the front
person
of their
watching?
minds, it sounds like, guys.
And I think it's going to take not just one approach, but several. I mean, they are so good at making adjustments defensively. They'll have to be ready to adjust on the fly as well.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, this is a team that will give you a lot of different looks at the defensive end, so adjusting and adapting critically important. Just some amazing stats put up by Chris Bosh early in his career, but having been in the shadow of LeBron and D. Wade over the past few seasons, one wonders if Bosh is now a little bit underrated. He's talented and gives you everything you want from the power forward spot.
We're getting back to Chris Bosh. It's always difficult to reshape your game around a superstar teammate. I mean, just ask Kevin Love last year.
You know,
I'll be
it's such
back.
a good point. When you think about Bosh, you know, he isn't the kind of guy who demands special attention. You know, he's not mugging for the press. He's not out there for himself. He just really lets his play speak for itself. And you won't find many bigs who are as versatile as he is. And much underrated, I think, as a pick-and-roll defender.
And Whiteside sends it back. Spates kicks to Green. The offensive rebound. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Udrich. Now the pass to Bosh. And again, it's the Heat missing. Iguodala left side.
He hits the shot. Okay, fans, put your hands together.
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his...
Anywhere 5'6".
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this Splash brother to let her rip.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
Excellent hustle, and you know the coach has to be pleased with that effort at the defensive end.
On the floor for Miami, Whiteside is out there with Dang. Then there's Gerald Green. Then there's Dragic. And it's Winslow in at the 3 spot. Dragic knocks down the 10-footer. Dragic has got the lead up to 4 now for the Heat. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
Well, I think the defense...
Here's Lee. Now look at UCLA's starting line. Free out there with Fresh. Then there's Campbell, and it's Roberts in at the center position. Here is Gaines. It's a 3-point game. Oubre with it. 6 to shoot. An easy 2 points on the layup. Well, UCLA and all those incredible... national titles in men's basketball, Clark. They were the program in the 60s and 70s.
Yep, completely dominated the landscape of college ball during that time. From 64 to 75, they won 10 titles in 12 seasons.
Here's Free. Pass to Fresh. Shot from free throw range. Second chance shot. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. The Bruins shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. Well, one thing about Kansas is that they love their basketball. The Jayhawks have long been synonymous with being a powerhouse college program.
One of the true blue bloods, if you will, in college basketball. I mean, they've been relevant and in contention for a very long time. They were winning titles before any official organization was put in place.
Good on both.
And you said it. I mean, the Jayhawks have won for a really long time. 3 college titles for them. The first one coming in 1952, the others in 88 and 2008.
Now here's Freak. from downtown. Rebound by Roberts. Kansas on D. It's a three-point game. Here's Free. Fresh, the pass to Roberts. Cannot hit. Now Lee. Passes it to Freak. This one for three. That doesn't fall either. He's missed his first two shots tonight. The pass to Campbell. Puts up a three. Good.
It's, guys, so often big state schools like Kansas care more about football than basketball, but not the case with the Jayhawks. I mean, the basketball program has been a source of pride for a long time. And when you have success like they've had, it's really easy to be proud.
You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well as he prepares for his games. He truly embodies what it means to be a student athlete.
Kansas trails by 3. Lee kicks the Freak. On the wing, Terry. Here's Freak. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. And here is Campbell. Here's Free. Pass to Fresh. 18 feet out. No good. And Kansas the other way now. Freak in a 2-guard. And it's Oubre in at the 3. And it's Freak missing.
Boy, it's been tough for Freak here in the first half. Not sure why he's been so slow out of the gate. But you can see he's not himself.
And guys, with the production he puts up, he's going to see a lot of different looks defensively. And it seems to be throwing him off just a bit. Hopefully, he'll be able to relax a bit and just let the game come to him.
And for the Bruins, we've got Free. Looney out there with Campbell. Then it's Fresh, and it's Roberts in at the 5. Kansas trails by 5.
Hard to watch UCLA and not think of the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden. Not just his impact on the school, but his place in the history of basketball. He helped put college basketball on the map in a big way.
Freak in at shooting guard. Also Williams out there, and it's Dedman in at the 4 spot. Now, here is Starks, and the foul called on Freak. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal foul. If he gets another, it probably puts him on the bench for the rest of the first half.
And the Jayhawks making a change here. Duncan's checked in. And we welcome you back to college basketball here on 2K Sports as we get ready to get going for the second half. Play.
Guys, we had a tight game through the first half. I think we'll see more of the same coming out of the break.
And it's just going to take one big run for one of these teams to establish control. If we can get hot, his team has a great chance of coming away with the victory.
So on the floor for UCLA. Looney out there with Campbell. Then it's Fresh. Then there's Free. And it's Roberts in at the 5 spot. Here's Fresh. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Fresh has got 5 points so far. Now here's Freak. Fires the 3. And he gets it to go. And Kansas leads by 2.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
Hey, Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product of where we've been, our environment, our experiences. And with Freak, he doesn't take anything for granted. Some of the very best players of all time have come from the projects like Freak, and he takes pride in playing for Harlem when he's on the court.
There's the pick, and the foul called on Freak. That's his third foul of the game. Irving's checked in for UCLA. Porter comes in for Fresh. Porter with it. He dishes it to Irving. Tries from 16. And another miss by UCLA. And the Jayhawks with possession. The lead is 2. Here's Freak. They get it again. A second chance effort. He lays it in.
They only made 35% of their shots in the first half. But they found the range here. Again, shooting percentage, a function of the kinds of shots you get. Much better shots, a better shooting percentage.
Here's Free. Out of bounds. Kansas will take possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
And now a new group getting ready to come in for the Bruins. Johnson, he's checked in for Looney. Morris comes in for Campbell. Martin's checked in for Porter. And Starks is subbed in for Free. UCLA trails by 4. Irving dishes to Starks. Back to Irving. Rebounded by the Jayhawks.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Yeah.
To the middle. Here's Boss. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now, here is Starks. Here's Irving. Second shot opportunity, and it's blocked.
A Kentucky elementary school sparked national outrage in late 2011 when a special needs child with autism was stuffed into a duffel bag. His teachers zipped the bag shut with him trapped inside. They then threw him out in the hallway and left him. He refused to do his classwork, which is apparently what led to this happening. The boy actually hadn't been discovered until his mother came into the school, only to hear her son screaming for help from down the hall. The bag was tied so tight
for the Bruins.
Freaking savages. You hear that?
1:56 left here in the second half of the game. Lee passes to
Why are
Oubre.
parents being so loud? Are you still
Lee
screaming?
kicks to Oubre. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Oubre's got the lead up to 6 now for the Jayhawks. And it's the Bruins with the ball. .133 left in the second half of basketball. Outside Thomas. Porter kicks to Thomas. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Jayhawks.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
They've consistently drilled the mid-range jumper tonight as well, which has forced the D to come out on it.
Roberts is checked in for UCLA. Free comes in for Porter. And that one's good. Freak.
And you see a lot of players who are very talented play with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered and it's all about me, it's refreshing for a player like Freak who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as a skill set.
Looney's checked in for UCLA. Lee kicks to Freak. And the shot is long. 44 seconds left to play here in the second half. Here's Roberts, and that one's good.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
And he commits the intentional foul. Campbell, he's checked in for Morris. They can more or less wrap it up right here.
This has to be a very smart possession. Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the bench.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Nothing, dude.
Clark, plenty of drama in this one so far.
And I would not be surprised if it goes right down to the buzzer.
Two shots.
And so the first one is good. He'll stay at the line for one more try. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws. Well, it's urgent time right now. This is when they got to come up big.
Yeah, you got to get points here. I mean, there's no way you can get around it. You've got to be able to get baskets here in a short period of time.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. Here's UCLA. And it's the Bruins with the ball. There's Porter with the three. And another miss by UCLA. Now Williams. Here's Freak. It's off. And so the Jayhawks take the win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly